I'm live, then why do I feel so dead inside? LOL. Yeah, I'm supposed to be holding off until tonight, but I gotta shake off the live stream jitters because I haven't like live streamed proper in like it's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. I hopped on to Figure Fight Club's open mic last night for the 4th of July, which was fun. It's only about 20 minutes because I was like, I gotta go to bed, I gotta go to work. But tonight at 10 p.m., 10:05 p.m., that's when the real live streams begins. I'm just shaking off the rust here at this point because, yeah. And I think I want to go through some figures and sell them. I think I just need to get rid of some stuff because I'm feeling it. They're sitting in my box. It's like, do I need them? Do I actually need them? And the way that I do it is I make a lot. Like I just got this Psylocke, but I like my other. What's up? How's it going? Trans stop motion girl, good to see ya. Make sure. I hope you're awake tonight at 10 p.m. because it's gonna be a live one. It's gonna be a really fun live stream. So I just got this Psylocke, but I'll probably because I didn't spend any money. I traded, so I'll probably make my money back on this and just wait it out. You made a new stop motion yesterday. I'm excited. You know, on my community page. So we have posts, but if you go on my community page, you can link people to your videos. I don't care if you plug yourself on my channel. So please, if you have it uploaded after this, obviously don't leave. But go on to my community page and post it. Post a link to any of your work. Just share it with people. So I think I'm probably gonna get rid of this Psylocke because the new Gamerverse one is coming out and the skin tones don't match like I was hoping they would with the older body. It's not a terrible figure. It's just these older Marvel Legends do not articulate well. Germany Kamehameha. How's it going, Invincible? Is a German Kamehameha different than like a Japanese or an American Kamehameha? Is there like a difference? Is it like Haken? You know, I don't know. Just being goofy. So I'm probably gonna get rid of this. I'm definitely gonna get rid of this Psylocke. And so they're supposed to be building the Astonishing X-Men team, but I never read Astonishing X-Men. It was just FOMO, so I'm probably gonna get rid of these two. Even though this is a great Wolverine figure, it's not my Wolverine. It's not my costume for Wolverine. So yes, please, like Sophia Hill says, like and subscribe because we are back from the break. I am doing an official live stream tonight, like I said, with Figure Fight Club. They're doing a takeover. I thought it'd be fun for me to come back and not have to do a lot of work and just let other people talk. So I'll do most of my talking. I mean, we're gonna have some special guests in there too. It's gonna be kind of an open mic, but it's a closed mic because I'm the one sending the invites. So there'll be some special guests popping up. So like 10 o'clock p.m. tonight. So probably gonna get rid of these three so far. I'll put them up on my eBay. And then probably gonna get rid of this guy because I have no attachment to this version of, I mean, I like the movie, but you have a movie and then you build a movie display and it's like, I don't have a movie display. I have a comic display and my movie display is MCU in the other room. So it's like, what's up, Manic Mike? Tails 7782. I miss my Marvel Masterpiece cards. I did watch X-Men 97. It was a great show. It was fantastic. Very woke, as it were, and I love that. So probably going to get rid of Miguel, which means I'm probably going to get rid of Spot here, which means I might get rid of Spider-Gwen as well, because it's not 616. I want a comic book version. Also, smash like, everybody. Pretty please. I want a comic book version of this Gwen. I want an updated one. I had the old one. I got rid of it because I was like, oh, I got the Across the Spider-Verse one. It'll work. It doesn't work for me. It's too gangly. It doesn't fit in with the rest of my comic book figures. So, because they're not on my shelf, so all these figures I'm grabbing are sitting here in a box in the corner of my room. And for me, it's like, if it's not on display and I'm not getting some form of enjoyment out of it, why don't I just invest that in my channel to get new figures or to pay bills or you know? So it's like I don't know. That's my reasoning there. It's like, if I'm not looking at it, playing with it, taking pictures of it daily, or pulling it down to mess with it, or rearranging it on my shelf, it probably doesn't belong in my collection, and someone else can enjoy it more. So, do you have DC? No, I got rid of my DC Multiverse I got rid of them last year. Oh, I'm sorry, Angel. That's really sad. Just know that there's always people around if you need to talk, whether it's in the chat or it's someone you need to, like, in your family. That really sucks. I was close to my grandma, so when my grandma died, it was not fun for me. And everyone's relationship is different, but looking back at the way that my grandma, treated me and the way we acted around, and like, it was just not a healthy way to. So it's like, you examine stuff afterwards. But that's my story, not your story. I'm really sorry, Angel. That sucks. Just invest in figures rather than action figures. I mean, so the thing about investing right now is it's kind of a shaky thing to be doing. And then that would mean I'd probably get rid of this Spider-Man as well, which this is actually a really good Spider-Man, but it's also very animated, very connected to the source material. So it's like, do I need this? If it's not on my shelf, if it's not in my display, technically it's Spider-Verse, but Spider-Verse for me is still comic book stuff. That's 616 adjacent. So there's like a lot of stuff that I'm just like, do I need it? Probably not. I don't know. This is one of those things that I go back and forth debating for some of these figures, because it's like, it's not really like, do I need them? No. Will I feel sad when I get rid of them? Probably, but it'll be after the fact, and then I'll, get something out of it as well. If you're not enjoying it, why keep it? I kind of feel I spent money on it and committed to it, so I have to keep it too. Well, for me, the thing about what I do for my channel, I know there's been a lot less reviews lately because shit's expensive and it's going to get more expensive. So that's why it's like, I should probably sell stuff. I should probably look into getting rid of some stuff. I got rid of DC Multiverse figures because we can talk about that. I'll talk about that. First of all, the main reason that I go so hard on McFarlane stuff is because I think McFarlane himself is not a good person. I think he's a bad person. I think that he is a very business-driven person who puts his idea of what a business should be and his ideas of what a product should be before the collectors, the people with the license, and all that stuff. Because Todd is very stuck in his ways. So in the 90s, Todd McFarlane was revolutionary when it came to action figures. He was, doing super detailed, super well painted, and very nicely sculpted, but they were always very limited in articulation. And back then, that was also part of having an action figure. We had 5 points of articulation. What's up, CJ? CJ, make sure you come to the 10 o'clock live stream tonight. Figure Fight Club Takeover. This is just me pregame and warming up, getting my vocal cords stretched. I'm probably going to take a nap before then because I did go to work this morning. But for Todd, like, the 90s was his heyday. He had Spawn action figures. He had, Spider-Man drawing and all that stuff. And he was drawing, Batman at one point. So Todd is a very rest on your laurels guy. He's like, remember all that stuff I did? That means I could do whatever I want to do now. And it was so funny watching his Walmart collector con video where he was essentially holding that employee, that poor lady who had no idea what was going on. They're like, this famous guy is going to come in, and he's famous to us. But, like, you ask someone on the street who Todd McFarlane is, they're not going to know unless they're a comic book nerd. But they're like, this famous guy is going to come in, he's going to put his arm around you and be all like, yeah, my buddy here. He was holding that lady captive, it looked like in that video. She's just like, a deer in the headlights. But Todd and his DC Multiverse line, I was new to collecting modern figures when I started the DC Multiverse line, when the DC Multiverse line started, because it started the tail end of 2019, and that's when I really started getting, like, figures and stuff. And I had Marvel Legends, I had all that stuff, and I was really bummed out that they were 7-inch and they didn't really fit with Marvel Legends, because who doesn't want Batman to have, it's not canon, and it has been canon, and in fact, they're doing another crossover in the comics. I don't like Todd. I think he's lazy. I think that he relies heavily on sculpt and not enough on articulation and paint and all that stuff. He's like, yeah, and I'm not gonna argue that the sculpt is generally there when it comes to his stuff, but like that new Superman, for instance, the paint on that thing, just any sculpt work that was done is just completely detracted from because of the lazy, very not detailed hand paint that he does on those. And I don't even know if he's doing photoreal at this point, but even then it still doesn't look very good. So that does not look like David Cornsweet, or whatever his name is, Cornsweet. It doesn't look like him. And then I saw someone else paint over the face, and it looked like David Cornsweet. So it's not the sculpt, it's the paint. And then you get to the sculpt of the figure and that Superman. So if you don't know, by the way, smash like button because there's 21 people watching. If you don't know, there's this thing in comic books called heroic scale, or like it's like heroic proportions. Sorry, heroic proportions. So it's like 5-6 heads high, 3 heads wide, something like that. And so all of his DC Multiverse figures, whether they're live action, except for that Lex Luthor is scrawny. They all are super wide. That David Cornsweet Superman is like this wide. He's like, ooh, I'm barrel chested. And while David Cornsweet is a big dude, he's like what, 6'5", the biggest Superman we've ever had. He's not big like huge wide. He's like a tall, jacked dude, you know. So he's doing heroic proportions with real life people, and it looks bad. And then I keep seeing, this is another problem. So we're just going in on the McFarlane multiverse, I guess. The plastic that he's using is the same plastic he was using back in the 2000s, back in the 90s. It's kind of rubbery. It's kind of soft. He wants to keep doing what he's been doing. And the thing is, much like another person who is doing whatever the fuck he wants right now, and to the detriment of an entire country, essentially, Todd has not been told no. You know, he owns Image Comics. He's the head of that, so he can do whatever he wants in his comic books. He pays for the license, and he feels like he should be able to make whatever he wants. But when he had DC to answer to, it seems like they weren't happy with what Todd was doing with their license. Because, what's up, Emmanuel? Thank you. Make sure you tune in again tonight live at 10:05 p.m. It's going to be a huge live stream. We're going to have lots of guests. It'll be really fun. So make sure you come back for my live stream tonight, which is an official one. This is the phone vertical one. And I was going to do like a live, like, film. I was going to record a video and then, you know, interact with y'all in between takes and do it for this. But I don't feel like doing a video. I did like 3 videos the last couple days because I'm trying to catch up from being on my break, because I was on a break. So I wasn't live. I didn't go live. And I've been going stir crazy. So I was like, you know what? I can't wait till 10 o'clock. I could go live right now. So that's my official return. But we're here talking shit about McFarlane right now. Well, CJ, if you want, I can send you a StreamYard link, and you can make, if I know you have your hang-ups and all that stuff and the problems that you would with going live. But if you wanted to go live, I could send you a StreamYard link, and you could hop on. Even if it's just with the microphone, you could hop on. So, you know, it's going to be open mic, but not open mic, because I'm in control of who I send the link to. So I'm going to hang out with them for a little bit, and then we'll bring other people in, keep the party rolling. Hopefully it'll be like a 2 or 3 hour live stream. I generally only go for like an hour and a half. Okay, well, I just thought I'd offer, because I love seeing you, and I would love to talk. We'll get there one day. One day I'll be able to drag you out, CJ. But it'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, I really want to comic crypto for my Superman. Let's talk about not just McFarlane in general. So the Hot Toys has a crypto. The FonJoy has a crypto. The McFarlane has a crypto. And what are all of them having in common? They don't have any articulation other than like a head swivel. The FonJoy gave you 2 different cryptos rather than adding articulation. It seems like Hasbro and then Creatures of the Cypress, or whatever, the dinosaur creature one, and that are making like articulated 1/12 scale. Hasbro is really the only one that wants to do it for collectors at a reasonable price. So like the Marvel Legends, we got the Zabu Beth, and then with G.I. Joe, you've got the crocodile, you've got the dog, you've got the eagle, you've got all these stuff. So Hot Toys Superman's crypto is not articulated. That's a 1/6 scale fixture. The FonJoy is not articulated, and that is a 1/9 scale, so it's slightly bigger than McFarlane. And then the McFarlane 1/10 scale crypto has a swivel head. It's just a head on a swivel. And it's like, what do y'all have against putting a little, you don't it doesn't have to be much. You can do the head swivel, and then you can do arm swivel so that you can have the crypto standing, flying, sitting, whatever. That's all you needed, but they won't touch that with a 5-foot pole. So it's another thing with McFarlane. It's about what you're getting for the price. Now, when the DC Multiverse line from Todd started in 2019, $20 for a figure and then the Collect and Connect piece was a good deal. That wasn't bad. But other than adding some wired capes and swappable faceplates for the collector's edition figures, there has been no improvement in the quality, in the articulation, in even the accessories for that line. Yeah, they give you swappable heads and pieces and all that stuff, but that's if you're paying more money. At least earlier in Marvel Legends, you got a bunch of stuff. And people will say, oh, you just like Marvel Legends. I do like Marvel Legends, but I will also shit on Hasbro for releasing shoddy products. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the Maximum Hulk should have been $60 or the Maximum Spider-Man should have been $50. I bought them both because A, I review toys, and B, they are the best versions. Well, the Spider-Man is definitely the best version that we've got for a long time. Actually, period. That's the best Spider-Man we've had in Marvel Legends. So I don't have a WWE figure collection anymore because of the whole Vince and Brock Lesnar fiasco, and then just being a generally not agreeable company when it comes to their corporate politics, real life politics aside. I am not in the boat with WWE right now, although there are WWE superstars that I love, and I will watch pay-per-views. Like, I'll watch WrestleMania, I'll watch SummerSlam and all that stuff. I love Rhea Ripley. I like CM Punk as a person, as a persona, as a backstage person interacting with other people, no, but like, I like CM Punk. I like Phil. What is his last name? I like Phil. He's a decent dude. As far as what he believes and what he speaks out for and all that stuff. So I can't just say, oh, I hate everybody in the WWE. I hate the WWE. I grew up on that shit. But there's a lot of stuff happening in that company that I'm just not down with. Like, for instance, Linda McMahon is the Secretary of Education. That bitch is so stupid. She's so dumb. She was calling AI A1. She's like, A1. Oh, it's a steak sauce, huh? You stupid bitch. So no, I don't have any WWE stuff. Evo Sky, yeah, she's really cool. When Jada is out here giving us figures like Blanca for $40, there's no... See, I'm still waiting for my $30 pre-order for Blanca. I still don't have it from Big Bad Toy Store. But back to the Todd McFarlane thing. And then you get into the things that he says. So I don't like his toys. I don't like his attitude. And then I don't like the way that he thinks collectors think, or the way that he thinks a child will react to getting a female figure. You know, when we were children, like when I'm from the 90s, I'm a 90s kid, I'm 34. So when we were kids, our options were very limited. You had a wave of 5 figures from Toy Biz that had very little articulation, and you were lucky if you got, say, a Rogue or a Jean Grey or whatever. Now we get them out the wazoo, and people want them. So for you, Todd, to say, oh man, if a little boy gets a female action figure and his parents, he's going to turn into a serial killer. It's just common sense. No, it's not common sense. It's Todd sense. And Riley don't agree with Todd sense. So that's another check mark in the box of why I don't like Todd. And then you get into the whole Batman of it all, which is to say that Todd McFarlane loves Batman. I think that Todd likes Batman more than he likes Spawn, because he doesn't really release a lot of Spawn stuff, but he releases a lot of Batman. And then you get into the whole thing of him crowdfunding for these Spawn figures that aren't even that great. And it's like, why did I pay for you to make this when it's not even that good? Like that medieval Spawn with like, what is it, plastic chains and all that stuff. What a joke. What a joke. So yeah, no, I am not a McFarlane fan. I got rid of every single McFarlane figure. And I understand the whole it sells thing, and that's fine. But you can release. So I just saw the leak list for his essentially blowout for DC Multiverse, and there's, for every new and random character that he's doing, there's 5 Batman. There's purple Batman. There's rainbow Batman, and it's just like, you can say that Batman sells, but Superman sells, Wonder Woman sells, and it took him forever to make that perfect DC Multiverse Superman, the one that's almost too tall. Like he's about 8 inches tall, which is, I guess it's fine when it comes to scaling for Todd, because that man hears scaling, he thinks about scaling a fish or something. He doesn't know what scaling means. He's like, oh yeah, they're 7-inch scale, so they also should be 7 inches or taller, right? No, 7 inches is like 6 feet. So if you're doing a 7-inch line, your 7-inch should be a indicator for 7 feet or for 6 feet tall. So like Cyclops is say 6'1", so a 7-inch 1/10 scale figure should be 7-inch or 7.1 inches, and that's just how that works. But why make Beast Boy a Comic-Con exclusive? He would sell, but he won't sell as well as Batman. So yeah, McFarlane and me don't get along. I do have my DC Multiverse Batman Beyond, because I don't have a Mezco Batman Beyond, and it's a genuinely, this is my little bit of praise for Todd. That is a decent figure for the price when I got it, $20. He comes with the rocket boots, he's got the wings, he's got all that stuff. The only thing it's missing is a Terry McGinnis head. And by the way, Terry's a better Batman than Bruce. So is Dick. So yeah, I do like that figure genuinely. I have a Nightwing Comic-Con exclusive from NYC 2015. I just saw that Mezco is releasing that red New 52 Nightwing, and so Dick Grayson is my favorite DC character. I love Dick Grayson, Nightwing especially, and then even the Batman when he was Batman and Damian was Robin. I'm not saying that Bruce is physically inferior to, say, Dick Grayson or Terry as Batman, but I just mean when it comes to Batman having a mental illness, which he does. He has what is the word? The PTSD. He has PTSD. And he uses that PTSD as an excuse to wear a bat suit and go out and beat people up. And some of the people that he beats up, he's like, I can't kill you because my parents died. And it's like, you probably should have ended the Joker the first time you came across him. But because of your morals and ideals, millions and millions of people are in danger, rather than the couple that he had threatened when you first came across him. So it's like, I'm just gonna hide you, you loser, because that's a silly question. What was I saying? So yeah, Batman is like, he's got issues. We all have issues, but Batman uses his issues. And there's this one, I don't remember which Batman comic it was, but there's this one Batman supporters, it's for henchmen, regular everyday criminals that Batman has beaten within an inch of their life, and they get together and talk about it. Like, there's one guy that's got a batarang permanently lodged in his skull. There's another guy that's paralyzed from the neck down. And it's like, Batman won't kill you, but he'll absolutely ruin your life. So, when it comes to Batman, I think that Terry and Dick Grayson have a more measured approach to being Batman. I don't think they're so hung up on, I won't kill you, because, I think if push came to shove, and Dick Grayson really understood that it's either me, or it's either the Joker, or the Joker's about to blow up 100 people. I think that Dick Grayson would make the choice that he needed to make, while Batman would be like, I can save them both. And then, he'll do his thing. People will get hurt. He'll mess the Joker up, but he'll put him away back in Arkham. 2 months later, Joker's back out because he broke out again. So I just think that when it comes to Batman as a character, sure, Batman is Bruce Wayne. But when it comes to being better at the job because of the mental state, like Dick Grayson also lost his parents. What is wrong with these people? What a silly question. When it comes to that, what was I saying? Dick Grayson also lost his parents. So, he didn't let that be an excuse to absolutely brutalize people, is all I'm saying. And Terry is better off because neither of his parents were dead. And then you get into the whole, well, Bruce Wayne is his dad in the comic books. Did that happen in the show, or was that after the fact, or was that in the Static Shock? I don't remember. I remember that Static Shock had like a future episode, and they had Damian Jason would kill Dick Tim would. Yeah, but I know Dick wouldn't, but I think that given, like, put in the same situation that Batman's been in 100 times, and he's like, you know what, it's time to end this. I think that when it comes to the Joker, Dick Grayson may be like, Bruce may never forgive me, but I've got to do the right thing here. And sometimes that's the right thing. And I know there's been comics where Batman has done that, like The Dark Knight Returns. And it's always very impactful when Batman does that, because it means that he had his one bad day and the Joker essentially won, but that's just from their point of view. And I have seen Under the Red Hood. It's a good movie. It's got Jensen Ackles as Red Hood, and I love Jensen Ackles. I love me some Jensen Ackles. Given a dilemma, a conundrum, a two-edged problem. See, exactly. A lot of us in here probably have PTSD. We don't go around crippling people at midnight. Yeah. It's 12 o'clock. Time to break some legs. Just chill. Chill, Bruce. Chill. Dick is like, oh, man, I'm just trying to make sure the streets are safe. You're going out there to break people's legs? He's like, but I won't kill them. All right, Dad. Okay. I got you. But yeah, we all have our preferences when it comes to Batman. I just think I'm not the biggest Batman fan in general. I grew up on Batman the Animated Series. That's my ideal Batman. That show is perfect. Perfect depiction of Batman without all the hyper throwing batarangs at people. And I know that's also different writers. And I also think that the best comic book run for me of Batman was the New 52. Thank you. It's a little frizzy right now because it's so humid right now. I swear Virginia is turning into Florida. But the Greg Capullo, Scott Snyder run of Batman from the New 52, Court of Owls, Death of the Family, top tier Batman stuff. Like, those are great Batman stories. And I really dig Capullo's art. And I just think that Scott Snyder understands Batman. He understands the mental illness, because Batman is mentally ill. But he also understands that Bruce uses that to focus and prepare and be as prepared as possible for almost any possible outcome. And then you come to the Court of Owls, where essentially they've been running Gotham the whole time, and it feels like everything that Batman has been doing doesn't matter because the Court of Owls is still in charge, which is a really cool concept. And the Court of Owls just kind of merged itself with DC and became like a part of it because it was so well received and so well written. So yeah, I do like Batman, but Batman is not my favorite DC character. Batman is not in my favorite superhero character. He's not in my top 5 favorite superhero characters. For me, we got Marvel, we got Spider-Man, Moon Knight and She-Hulk are tied. I really can't choose between them. I love She-Hulk and I love Moon Knight. I think that Moon Knight is also another example of, obviously, someone that has mental illness, and depending on the writer, it's handled very well, or it's handled pretty poorly, just like Batman. So Spider-Man, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, and then yeah, those are my top 3 Marvel characters. And then for DC, it's Nightwing, Green Arrow, and Harley Quinn. Well, Harley Quinn is second. Green Arrow's third. Basic. What can I say? I love Harley. But for me, Oliver is another version of Batman that does what it takes sometimes. Green Arrow has no qualms in the show he did. But there's been runs, like there's a Green Arrow, Green Lantern run where he just goes to town. He takes people out. He takes out the trash. And that's not always the case, but Oliver is like, so I don't want to bring politics in this live stream, but the way that they're written is like, I'm not saying Batman's conservative, but he's a billionaire who like is a philanthropist and all this stuff, and he gets all this high-tech gear and all this super stuff, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go out on the streets, I'm gonna clean them up, and it's a one-man army thing. And then Oliver has this more kind of like, it's an outreach thing. Yeah, I'm a superhero, yeah, I have my gadgets and tools, but I'm also willing to listen to the perspective of the guy I'm about to punch in the face, because maybe I can help them, maybe I can put them on a different path. So Oliver is like kind of a flip of Batman, where he is violent and he can be violent, but he also is compassionate, has empathy, and so does Bruce. But I don't know, I may be going off on a tangent here, but I just think that Oliver is more of like a liberal, left-leaning millionaire philanthropist in the way that he's written, and Batman is more of a like, not politically, I'm just saying like economically, in the way that they handle things. It's just the way that things are. You know, it's just a different side of the same coin. They both have a bunch of money. Yeah, he's a revolutionary at heart. He's very outspoken about the rights of people. That's all I'm trying to say. It's you know, Batman keeps all that shit in, and Oliver's like, I need to help people, because you know, Oliver's sidekick Speedy had a drug problem. He was addicted to drugs, and Oliver did everything he could to help him. Like, not saying that Batman wouldn't, but Batman would put him in rehab, and Oliver would be like, hey, what is the root of this problem? What do we need to do? Who brought this to you? Who put you in the mindset to go here, and what can we do to make sure this never happens again? And Bruce will be like, you need to go to rehab. That's all I'm trying to say. It's a very different approach to the way they do things. But Oliver also ain't afraid to take care of business, you know? Oliver would be like, Joker, bye. And sometimes that's what we need. That's all I'm saying. I don't know how we got here from DC Multiverse, but hey, I don't generally talk about DC stuff. So, yeah, he helped the Robins deal with their trauma. He did. And you know, he's an adoptive father and all that stuff. So I just mean less so when it comes to the personal interpersonal issues, and more so when it comes to the entire way that they approach things. Batman is very cold and calculated. Oliver is very emotionally led. He will fight tooth and nail to understand what's going on, and Batman's just like, we're gonna fix this, whether I have to break your legs or not. So yeah, that's just how I feel. So yeah, I like Oliver. So those are my 3 favorites, and I think that's pretty solid list for Marvel and DC. Spider-Man, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Dick Grayson, Green Arrow, Harley Quinn. Not first is definitely first. Dick Grayson and Spider-Man definitely first, but the other 2 are interchangeable in order. Bruce had no one but Alfred to guide him. Oliver still had his family. Very true. I was once Batman in my burlesque performance where she was Poison Ivy. We had a choreographed fight dance. She kissed me, then I died. Hell yeah. Sounds about right. Poison Ivy kissed me, I'll die, but I'll die happy. Batman would do interventions. Interventions do not work. Yes, exactly. He'd sit down and be like, all right, Robins. Here's Robin, and Robin. They're all going to tell you why you fucked up, Robin. And then it would go from there. And Oliver would be like, all right, let's go find the dude who sold you those drugs. We're going to take care of that issue first. And then we're going to talk one-on-one. And then I'm going to find out exactly what I need to do to make sure you don't go down this path again. Because that's just Oliver. And I like Arrow. We were going to talk about DC for a while. I like Arrow, the TV show. It's a good TV show. But they made Oliver way too much like Batman in that show. The no killing, the Ra's al Ghul, League of Shadows, and I understand why they did that, because they're not legally allowed to use Batman. But if you're not legally allowed to use Batman, don't turn Green Arrow into Batman, because they're not the same character. I am good at voices, so I appreciate it. I like Arrow off. It was really weird to have Oliver become the Spectre after Crisis of Infinite Earths. It's like, you could have just let him die and died a hero, but now he's some omnipresent ghost with supernatural powers. Oh, and I don't know. The Arrowverse started really good, and then it just kind of, and I never even finished The Flash. And to be honest, I didn't finish Arrow. I just jumped in on the last seasons for Infinite Crisis on Infinite Earths, because I was like, that's got to be good. And it was cool to see Brandon Routh as Earth 2 Superman. It was cool to see Kevin Conroy as an evil, bitter Batman. All that stuff was cool, but it was fan service. It was, I don't know. I'm currently building MG Gundam model kit. Hell yeah. Which one? There's a whole room. So our bedroom has a bunch of Gundams. So my girlfriend, she used to build, and she'll get back into it eventually. She has so many hobbies. Just like, well, I have one hobby that consumes all my time. And we also play Magic. So that's the other time sink there. Have I watched The Sandman yet? The Neil Gaiman show, I started it, and then all that stuff came out about Neil Gaiman, and I was like, well, I'm done. So no, I haven't watched The Sandman. I wish I would have caught you. I wish I would have caught the Crisis episodes on TV. Yeah, Transformer Joe, I'm live right now, but 10 o'clock tonight, I'm going to be live again with all my buddies from Figure Fight Club. We're going to have special guests popping in and out. It'll be real fun. And I'm thinking we're going to go from like 10 until like at least 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. We'll see. We will see. I'm probably going to have to take a nap after this to accomplish that. I'm going to go now. I'm sorry, I'm going to work on more stop motion. Go for it. Go work on your content. Please share it on whatever you've got done. Please just link it. Go to my community page, drop a link, show everybody your stuff. I didn't watch Arrow, and then a buddy of mine was watching an episode, and I heard all that Ra's al Ghul and Talia nonsense, and I was like, this is why I don't watch these fucking shows. Yeah, I get it. And that's what I was saying, is like, you don't need to turn Oliver into Batman. There's plenty of good Green Arrow shows you could have, or arcs you could have adapted. I'm actually building the Fat Cat Arc 78 too. Ooh, Arc 78. An upscaled RG 2.0 Gundam, and it's been a blast getting back to the hobby. See, for me, I don't have the patience. My girlfriend has, she's an engineer, like not through school or anything, but she legit builds shit. Like she built a drone that's a boat and a plane and has this energy harvest machine and all that stuff. So that fine detail stuff, that's all her. What happened with Gaiman? Yeah, he's just not a great person. It really is getting harder to separate the art from the artist. Absolutely. J.K. Rowling is going around telling people to take pictures of women in bathrooms if you think that they're trans. It's like, ma'am, that's a fucking crime. You're telling people to commit crimes. Oh, and it's a third-party model kit, 1/100 scale, and it's surprisingly cheaper than the RG. That's crazy, because Gundams get expensive, especially when you're talking to the bigger ones. I'll try to be here for 10 p.m., but my wife hates comics and toys, so I have time. That's horrible. She should embrace your hobbies. I'm sure there's things that she enjoys that you don't like, that you tolerate and don't say shit about. She should understand that everyone needs their vice. That's not cool. But yeah, if you can make it, make it. Happy Saturday, midday to all the rascals. Howdy, Roddy. What's up, Stu? Welcome. I was talking about toys I'm going to get rid of, but we're just talking about DC now, which is crazy for me. Y'all know I tend to stick away from that. Not because I hate it, but just because I've been so let down by DC and Warner Brothers for so long. The Snyderverse was a bust. There was one or two decent parts of it, but it's like, yeah, you made Superman this emo grim boy, and he's supposed to be this upbeat, happy, idealistic Boy Scout. Superman is not supposed to, regardless of whether that was his first time dealing with a superhero, Superman would not have broken Zod's neck. That's just not the character. Did you enjoy Flashpoint? The comic or the animated movie? Because I did not read the Flashpoint. I know what happens in Flashpoint. It was the reset for New 52, and I know the story, but I didn't read it. I've never been a Flash person. I like Barry more than Wally. But I've never been a Flash person. Swamp Thing show getting canceled early was a bummer. Latest one. Was there a new Swamp Thing show? Huh. I know there's one in the 80s. Zod's death disappointed me as well. Yeah, it was not the way it would have been. But yeah, you know, and then you had Aquaman 2, and that thing was just destroyed by the Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing. So it's like, why go see that? I haven't even seen The Flash. Like, I haven't even bothered to watch that. And then, you know, just completely destroyed a finished movie when it comes to the Supergirl with Michael Keaton, or not Supergirl, Batgirl movie with Michael Keaton. I like DCU more than you. Some of the time they just tried so hard. They were a bunch of tryhards, CJ, for real. I was part of the voting for Jason Todd, Death in the Family in the 80s. Damn. Well, did you vote for him to get crowbarred? Or did you vote for him to survive? Superman coming out in 4 days from where I live. Woo! I am excited. I'm probably going to wait till streaming, unfortunately, but it would be nice to see. Rusty Pan, why do you feel the need to ask that? We're not gonna put that on out. Only movie I'm actually excited about now is the Infinity Castle. What is the Infinity Castle? I don't know what that is. I'm excited for Toxic Avenger. I'm excited for Fantastic Four, and I'm excited for Superman. I do want to see all those movies, but I don't know if I'm going to see them in theaters, unfortunately. I voted for him to die. Miss Grayson. Well, the joke's on you because they replaced him with Tim. I mean, you can want to know, but it's like, this isn't the time or the place, you know? Swamp Thing was DC Universe original, that failed channel thing. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Toxie's back. So, how do we feel? All right, so Toxic Avenger looks great. But how do we feel about Peter Dinklage as a person at this point, based on what he said? And this is just like just a question for y'all. Like, Tyrion Lannister, top tier character in earlier seasons of a top tier show. And then he made the whole comment about little people shouldn't be given roles for little people because it's demeaning, even though he had just taken the role of a little person in Tyrion Lannister, fully knowing that that was one of the character's main physical traits. And then that led to the whole Snow White thing with the CG dwarves, and they were originally going to be like normal sized people, and it's just like, do you feel like you accomplished something there, Peter? And like people like Hornswoggle hate the guy. So it's just a question. I don't know. I'm gonna see Toxic Avenger, but I think that when it comes to stuff like that, when you're at a level of privilege where you think that you're transcending, whether it be, I'm not saying, and that's not what I'm trying to say. Like, if you're entitled enough to say that little people shouldn't take roles for little people, what are you trying to say? Are you trying to just take jobs away for people? No one asked for Toxic Avenger remake. Where's my reboot of Demolition Man? Demolition Man. I've never seen that movie. I haven't seen that movie. You shouldn't close the door once you get through it. Absolutely, Stu. What's up, Kenzo? Fallout fan, how's it going? K-Mac, what's up? We're pre-gaming the live stream tonight. I guess we're gonna go for an hour, and then tonight we're gonna go for however long it goes with the Figure Fight Club takeover. So technically it's okay that I'm streaming because Figure Fight Club's taking over my stream tonight. And I've got a whole setup, so please tune in because I worked really hard to make it look cool. So Peter made his money, and so it's not his problem anymore. Exactly. That's the thing that's just, it's like, that's not very nice. I don't think Peter intended for all that to spiral the way it did. I think he was speaking only for himself. I just wanted to be offered those kind of roles. And that's fine. And he hasn't been getting those kinds of roles. That's what brought me to that, Toxic Avenger question. But what I was trying to say is when you have a platform like that, and people are paying attention to you, and you're like the highest paid actor in that group or whatever, or you feel like you're the most important person, when you have that platform, there's certain things you should probably keep to yourself. Like, I think that I shouldn't be offered those roles, and that's fine. Don't accept those roles. But by stating that and putting it out in the open, you limited that space for other people, because now people are going to think they're going to get offended when you offer them the role. Like, you don't think that back in the day when Bad Santa came out, if Peter Dinklage was offered the role of Billy Bob Thornton's assistant, he wouldn't have taken that? I think he would have. It's just the thing. I'll put it in the phone during the clubhouse. Oh yeah, the clubhouse is tonight. I forgot about that. I'm sorry. I was trying so hard not to stomp on anybody's toes, and I tried to do that, not to do that when I'm streaming. But I haven't streamed for 2 weeks, so I got a lot of pent up things, and I was trying to work out a schedule with Figure Fight Club and not step on 3POA, and I just stepping on somebody else's toes. That's just how it goes. You gotta go live when you gotta go live, I guess. So I will put y'all on my phone too, just to give you all the views, and all that stuff. You haven't seen Demolition Man? It's good. And it's Stallone and Snipes. Okay, I was like, is it Arnold? No, it's Stallone. I know what movie you're talking about. Yeah, we can only go live when we're able to be on a time slot. Exactly, and that's what I've been told by like Punk with Toys and other people. That's fine if you identify yourself as a Walmart bag. It just makes the trash easier to take out, Adrian Fancy. Like, so bye. Bye, trash. That's why I put all my trash in the Walmart bags, and then they go in the trash. So I'm glad that you identify as garbage. Talix, but one of Sting's worst songs. The Dread remake was incredible. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. I wish that we had gotten a sequel to the Carl Urban Dread movie. Because that was really good. And it was very small and self-contained, and it's just a really good movie. I think that the Dread was well made, and I think that Lena Headey did a good job as the bad guy, and I really like that scene where she's on that stuff and she's just crashing down the window in slow motion, just, this is so beautiful, and then splat! Really cool. The Last Dragon. No, I have not seen The Last Dragon. You're right. Damn, those 3 seashells. But yeah, isn't it funny the things that people want to say when they pop in here? It's like, you could just not say that. You could just not. You could just scroll through and go to the next feed, but instead, you're stupid. It's so 80s. Yeah. There's movies I've seen that I completely forgot about. Like, I completely forgot that Dragonheart existed until I saw a YouTube short with the scene where, what's his name? Dennis Quaid. I hate that guy. Had the sword and Sean Connery the dragon's mouth, and he's like, hey, you bite down, you die, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, she was, and Lena Headey she played Sarah Connor, and she looked like, God, so sometimes I'm really good with remembering names, and sometimes I'm bad. Linda Hamilton. Is it Linda Hamilton? Am I right? She looked a lot like Linda Hamilton in the Sarah Connor Chronicles show. And then we had Summer Glau as the Terminator, which was really cool. But that only lasted, 2 seasons? Terminator has had it rough. For T2 being one of the best movies of all time, bar action movies, sci-fi movies, whatever, just one of the best movies of all time. Terminator's been done so dirty after that, They had such a good setup to keep going and make it better, and they just were like, nah, we're gonna do Terminator 3 with Mila Jovovich. Is it Mila Jovovich? No. Who was it? I don't know. I don't know names anymore. I forgot them all. It's been 2 weeks since I streamed. Enter the Dragon. The Bruce Lee movie? I've never seen that. I haven't seen a lot of Kung Fu older movies. I don't think I've seen Seven Samurai, but I've seen The Magnificent Seven, so I've kind of seen The Seven Samurai. The Seven theme song to The Last Dragon is an absolute banger. Yeah, it's somebody. I don't know who was in Terminator 3. Leroy did catch bullets with his teeth. Y'all have lost me. I don't know what's going on in the chat. I'm confused. I'm confuzzled. Oh, what time is it? It is 1:30. We got about 10 minutes left. I'm going to let this run for an hour. We're going to run it. Oh, this is what I was doing before I went live. So I got shipped this out to Woody. He wanted me to sign it. So I'm not saying I have the best autograph, but I signed it for him. So if he wants, he can just scrape it off. It's a paint pen, but I got to ship this off to Woody next week when I get paid. And because he won my giveaway. Kristana Loken, that's who it is. That's the chick who played Blood Rain. Yeah, she was all hot for a minute, and then she just disappeared. She played Rain in Blood Rain. Yeah, Woody won that. And then someone is going to win this when we hit 4K. Someone. Like I said, there's no whipping hands, but it's still a MOFX. Straight up real MOFX, not a CT. But I will need to get a set of CT hands just to include them. Because I know the CT hands fit on this. So when I do have a winner, well, hopefully a couple weeks before I hit 4K, I will find a set of CT hands and include that so that you have whipping hands. Because the hands, it's the same. It's the same quality. CT isn't even that bad. And now they have a U.S. warehouse. At least tell me you watched Coming to America. At least listen. I was born in 1990, so movies were just before my time. That being my favorite movie of all time is Raiders of the Lost Ark. So it's not really an excuse. It's just a matter of exposure. I've seen bits and pieces of Coming to America. I know it's Eddie Murphy. I know he's like a prince and he comes and he works at a fast food restaurant, but I haven't seen the full movie. I've seen Beverly Hills Cop 1, 2, and 3. It just depends on, I like comedies, but I like shit comedies, like fart jokes and all that stuff, because I'm immature. Because you say I'm young, but I feel like 34 is old, but that's because it's the oldest I've been. There's just too much to catch up on. Yeah, I've been around for 34 years, and there's at least, let me see, 60 years of movies before that. Nah. Yeah, 60. Wait, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30. Nah, more. Like 70 or 80 years of movies before that. So, there's a lot of movies I haven't seen, unfortunately. And I think that the 80s produced the best movies. So if it came out in the 80s, I'll probably agree with you that's a good movie. I was watching movies from what's up, Techno Viking Nick? I was watching movies from the 30s to 80s all through So when I was a kid, I was watching like Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein and Abbott and Costello meet Dracula and shit like that. And, Harvey, which is a James Stewart. I'm James Stewart. I don't know if y'all know, but James Stewart. It's a Wonderful Life, if you don't know who he is. So, like I said, it's a matter of exposure. I listen to, like, old radio shows on cassette, and that led me to watching old black and white movies of comedies, because for me, I'm not going to sit down and watch Gone with the Wind or Casablanca as a 7 or 8 year old, but I'll watch Abbott and Costello meet the Mummy, Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. That shit was funny. So it's just a matter of exposure. But watch the Jersey 3 at least. See, I haven't even seen the Jersey 1 or 2. I'm grateful that in my early 50s I look as young. See, I would never guess that you were in your 50s, CJ. OG Twilight Zone all day yesterday and today. They're going marathon on the H&I channel. See, I remember when I was a kid on the Sci-Fi channel on the 4th of July, they would run a 24-hour Twilight Zone marathon. So I did see a lot of the old. I haven't seen Rear Window, but I know that Disturbia is based on Rear Window. So I've seen it kind of. I know a lot of the old Twilight Zone episodes. I've seen a lot of them. The Jersey 3 are Clerks chasing. Oh, see, I've seen Clerks and Mallrats, and I've seen Clerks 2 and 3. Oh, man, Clerks 3 made me fucking cry. I've seen every Kevin Smith movie except for Chasing Amy. I have not seen that one. Red State was crazy. That movie sucked, but it was fun, but it was stupid. Yeah, I like the Twilight Zone. Rear Window. I do need to watch it one day. That's why can't I think of his name? The guy that did Psycho, right? But yeah, that's the movie Disturbia with Shia LaBeouf. I remember LaBeouf. I remember that's like a remake of Rear Window, kinda, except he's on house arrest instead of having broken legs. Yeah, Alfred Hitchcock. There we go. But the first James Stewart movie that I saw, Jimmy Stewart movie, was Harvey, where he sees this giant invisible rabbit that's there that nobody else can see. And that's a comedy, but it's also kind of like not a comedy because he ends up in a psych ward because of it. So, uh, the Clerks cartoon, I saw episodes of it. I did see episodes of it. What's up, Zekeverse? How's it going? Um, Thank you for being a channel member, because we do have channel members on this channel, because I'm a little bit of a success, just a little bit. So if 99 cents, and we're going to be doing members live streams and all that again. The Figure Fight Club Saturday is usually members streams, but because it's my big comeback, even though I'm streaming right now, it's a little different. We're going to have a bunch of people. You know, we're going to have members live streams, all the reviews, the new stuff is members first and all that stuff. So it's worth it. There's members exclusive content, like the very explicit stuff where I'm cussing and ranting and all that stuff. That's all members only. So that's like paywall. You can't see that stuff unless you're a channel member. So ha ha ha. Channel members have one up on you. My favorite episode of The Twilight Zone was the pig-faced people. I think I've seen that one. And I know this is kind of cliche, but the one that always comes to mind is William Shatner on the plane with the there's a dude on the freaking wing. There's a dude on the wing. That's what he says, right? Because they used the word dude back then. There's a dude on the wing. No, he'd be like, there's a dude on the wing. That's William Shatner. I might have to move my lives to another day soon. Just got myself a jobby job. Hell yeah, Kenzo. That's the thing. My whole schedule shifted when I started my new job. Nearly done with my current comics pages and gonna put up the sequence, a few pages pretty soon. Please share them on my community page. Please do. What about the guy that lost his glasses? See, I think of the Futurama episode when that happens. You're gonna read it without eyeballs. You have your glasses, but you don't have eyes. No hand. Yeah, I love Futurama. The scary door. What's up, Rio? How's it going? We're about to hop off here, but you can always catch the replay, and you can make sure that you drop by at 10 o'clock tonight. 10 o'clock, I will be live again with my boys from Figure Fight Club and some special guests. I think Jenna's going to show up too. No, I cannot call you that. Sorry. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, so make sure that you tune in. See, there's people say weird shit, and then it throws me for a loop, and I completely lose my brain. Like, so many good Twilight Zone episodes. Robot Devil and Hedonia top tier. I've been watching a lot of stuff. I've been jumping back and forth. So I started Love, Death, and Robots, and then I had actually seen those first couple episodes, and I don't know where I left off, so I stopped watching that. And then I started watching Atlanta, which is a fucking fantastic show. Atlanta is a great show. I don't know if y'all have seen it, but Donald Glover is the GOAT. I love Donald Glover. Since before Community, I was watching his shit on YouTube, and then I watched his movie Mystery Team, and then he went to Community, and then he was Childish Gambino, and then he's making Atlanta, and then he's Lando Calrissian. Donald Glover is fucking amazing, and his music is great. Like, I loved his album Because of the Internet, and then the two in between it I was kind of iffy on because it wasn't really rap, hip-hop, which is, he's so good at that. And then his newest album, holy crap, that thing is all bangers. It's like super, super bass heavy, super like trap step, but with rap. It's all over the place. So I'm just getting into Atlanta, and I'm really excited to get to the season 2 episode, Teddy Perkins, because I've always been wanting to watch it, and then I saw a clip. These YouTube shorts, they drag me in and they make me want to watch stuff. I saw a Teddy Perkins clip. Yeah, Childish Gambino videos are visually stunning. This Is America is going to be relevant for the next at least 15, 20 years, and then it'll circle back again, and, you know, it's always going to be relevant because that video just says it all, along with the lyrics. But yeah, that Teddy Perkins episode, I was like, all right, I need to watch Atlanta because this is some Get Out shit. And even though, like, Keith Stanfield from Get Out is in the show, so it's like, yeah, it's a horror movie inside of a surreal comedy show. Yeah, I haven't yet the Alligator Man yet. No, it's okay. I didn't know. I was figuring you were talking about that, but oh, it must be nice to be that tall then. I'm sure you're talking about your height, you fucking weirdo. My God, y'all, did you see the comments that come in here? Oh my god. That is my cue to fucking hop off of here. So, I'll see y'all tonight at 10 o'clock. Cat Williams. Okay, that's cool. That's funny. That's funny that he's in that show. I've seen all kinds of people pop up in Atlanta. But I'm gonna hop off here. 10 o'clock tonight. Figure Fight Club takeover. It's officially my return. This is just I'm sitting in my room talking to my phone live stream, not an official live stream. So it'll be the bells and whistles, the intros, all that stuff. So I think I got the rust going off. We're gonna get the hell out of here before more weirdos show up. So I love y'all. I will see you next time, and bye bye.